Peace, 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 beautiful people. How we doing? How we feeling? I hope very, very well. Welcome in, y'all. We got a lot going on. Today is the full moon in Aquarius. So we're working with the full moon in Aquarius energy, which is all about collective restoration. What do we need as a collective to move forward into our highest manifestations? What do we need to let go of, get rid of, eliminate as a collective, right? That's number one. Number two, we have the Lions 8-8 portal, the Lions Gate 8-8 portal, which was yesterday. So we're working with that energy. And we have the Mercury retrograde in Leo. And it's also Leo season. So these are just all the energies that I'm working with at this time. Does that mean that the message is only for the Mercury retrograde, the 8-8 portal, and the full moon in Aquarius? No, these are not date or time specific. Time is a construct. I'm using the energy of right now to bring the messages that you need to hear at the time that you see this video. So let's pray together. Mother God, Father, Son, Divine, Holy Spirit, Ascended Ancestors, Angels, Soul God, Spirit Tribe, thank you so much for deep, deep breath. Thank you for your example of unconditional love. Thank you for the power to manifest exactly what we desire. Ashe. You know what I like to do? I like to big up my teachers and my guides and the people who have made it possible for me to be here right now. And just sitting here on YouTube reading my cards just brings me back to the time where I was on the other side, and I was just getting into it and I was just looking out, and I, honor and respect and listen to and vibe with many tarot readers on the platform. But specifically, I want to big up Queen Cup. Queen Cup, I want to big up Baba Jolie, and I want to big up Bahati Life, Jessica. Those three readers in particular have seen me through my whole journey. I know y'all don't know me, but y'all have seen me through my whole journey. And yeah, we are the influence, the result of influence of our teachers. It's about pushing the teachings forward. And so thank y'all. I mean, there's so many readers that I love and admire and that I listen to now, but those three are like the first ones I've ever came across, and still to this day I respect them more than as like readers for my life. I just respect their work. I respect their work. Okay, with that being said, just a little gratitude. There ain't nothing wrong with a little gratitude. There's nothing wrong with shouting people out, giving people their flowers. I really am going to work on, during this lifetime, acknowledging my teachers, acknowledging the people who come before me, who've made a way, who've inspired me, who taught me, who hold me up by their teachings, by their presence, by them, doing what they are meant to be doing. And just that alone is something that I look up to, is when people are doing what they need to be doing and how they need to be doing it. All right, I chatted for too much about not the energy of the reading, but maybe it is the energy of the reading, especially thinking about this full moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is the water carrier. The Aquarius, think of the people who hold the container. Okay, if you're the water carrier, you're the container for the water. The water is the people, is the healing, is the community, is the memory, is the reflection work. I mean, that's a big job for the Aquarius. And I think that honoring teachers through memory, remembering what you've been taught, saying their names, putting some ashe on the teachings. It's not about individual people. It's not about you as an individual, and it's not about them as individuals. It's about the work. It's about the teachings. It's about the energy that's being pushed forward. It's about the collective paradigm. So how can we consider the collective? When we think about what we want for ourselves, when we think about what is success for us personally in our lives, why don't we consider the collective? So whatever success is personally for you in your life, how does it add to the general betterment of the collective of society. And when I say the collective, I mean all things, all beings, everything with breath, everything that has life. You know, not just people, not just the people around you, the collective, not your specific communities, the collective. Everything on earth, everything in the universe. Universally, how are we pushing the paradigm forward? I had a download earlier. It was about receiving messages. Okay, so sometimes we're in readings, right? And we receive messages that feel very resonant. For example, it's like I'm talking to somebody who, you know, just lost their job and, you know, maybe in the time frame of 1 to 6 months have also lost a relationship or been through a breakup. Right now, God is telling you to do nothing. Do not apply for a job. Do not look for a man. Just trust God. Take the time. Work in your faith. Da 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 da. And then da da da. That was a poor example. But anyways, I was trying to make up an example of something that really resonates in the moment while you're getting the reading. Like you're getting all the signs, your heart is racing fast, you're getting hot, you know, somebody just said the same word that the reader just said, whatever, however the signs come, you're getting the signs and you're feeling so resonant, so in alignment. You're like, oh shit, this is real. Like, this is that advice. This is what I'm going to do. Okay. They said that it's coming. Spirit is working it out for me. I just need to be patient and wait. All of that. Right. And then the reading ends. And maybe a day or maybe an hour goes past, and already that energy has left us. Already we have number one, forgotten what the reading said. Number two, we have moved from that frequency. So as light workers and readers, we're coming to you with a certain energy that is, you know, powerful to say the least. So it'll reach you. But it's what you do with that information. After we throw it out, it's how you catching it and what you doing with it. Some of y'all just catch the information for the right now. By the time you get down the block, the information done slip through your fingers. And then you need another reading. And then you get in that reading. And then, you know, you get that same high. And then you go away. And then sometimes we remember that reading. We're in a situation where we remember that reading that said this and this was going to happen. And it felt so resonant at the time. And after a month or so, it did not play out how the reader said or how we resonated with what the reader said. Yeah, well, that was the energy of that moment. And if you did nothing with that energy but be hype and be like, yes, then you didn't you didn't use the energy for your greatest and highest outcome. If you hear something that resonates and you want it to come to fruition, you have to continue to drive that energy forward. You have to continue to drive it into the future. We bring up the energy now so that you can do something with it for a future outcome that serves you. If you don't do nothing with it, you just land in the future. You just land in the future, and it is what it is. So we're talking, or I'll speak for myself, we're talking about the energy of the current moment and how you can use it right now. Whenever you hear this message, how you can use it. When I say use it, you integrate it, you transmute it, you shift it, you change it, you amplify it, you illuminate it. Whatever needs to happen, you alchemize it. Whatever needs to happen, but you got to use it, y'all. You got to use the medicine. You can't just take the medicine for one day. The prescription reads forever. Forever. The prescription says forever. When you take it for one day, you might feel good that day. But what about all the rest of the days? You feel me? What's the general energy for the collective during this time, Spirit? What is the general energy for the collective at this time? 9 of Swords. We are on the line of either giving up. We are on a line of giving up, giving in, or getting up. Giving up, giving in, or getting up. Yes. because we have the Nine of Swords. There's a completion about the Nine of Swords. And I like to think about a completion. Like, here's the thing. Here's what we got. You know how at life, when the completion of life is at the last breath, right? But then we have funeral services, repasts, we have mourning. There are still things to follow the closure, the ending. That is the line. That is what I imagine a 9 to be. Yes, the 9 is completion, but how do I say it? It's like the cycle is complete, but the work is not complete. The energy is not complete. The cycle is complete. The energy is still energy. It's still out here. So when we're at a time where we feel like we're complete, but there's like some residual, some extra, like if you say, are you done cleaning your room to your child? They're like, yeah. You walk in, it's not giving done. It's not giving done. Maybe almost done, but it's not giving done. There's still, the work is not done until I come in and I check and I make sure, and until I say it's done. Basically, you're doing the cleaning, but until I say it's done, it's not done. So you might think you're done, but it's not done. Does that make sense? I hope so, because it makes sense to me. Coming back to the 9 of Swords in this certain type of completion, the cycle is complete. Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with everything that's around you? Now that the cycle is complete, the storm done hit. We're in a hurricane. The storm hits. The storm is done hitting. But now we got to clean up from the storm. That is where we are right now. You cannot just sit. The cycle is complete. God did it. Came in, sliced it up with that sword energy, switched up the air real quick, changed things around real quick for you. Some of this turmoil is only going on in your mind, on the inside of you, right? But now it's time to clean up. Full moon in Aquarius. Now it's time to burn the thing. So we wrote down what we're not doing anymore. We said what we're not doing anymore. Now it's time to burn it. Now it's time to do the ritual. Now it's time to seal it. You know how you seal it? You know what's more powerful than words? Writing it, saying it, even burning it? The intention. The intention in which you do all of those things with. So you have to seal it with intention. Seal it with good, holistic, complete intention. So for those of you who feel like you're at the end of the cycle, at an end of a cycle, you're ready for transformation, but you're feeling the residual low of that energy, of that cycle, of that time. We have to clear it out. Get your sage, clear it out. Get your hands, break up the energy. Okay, that negative energy needs to be confused sometimes. Hey, get out, wake up, get up on out of here. Let me open up the window for you. Let me open up the door for you. It's time to get up on out of here. That's how we clear it up. We done kicked him out. Now we got to clear the house. Now we got to clear the house. Okay, it's not going to work to just kick him out and then you just walking around in that stench. It's not giving. And now, because you're confused, you're like, well, I did this. I ended this. I ended this cycle. I walked away from this. Why is it haunting me? Why am I having nightmares? Why is this person showing up in my dreams? Why can't I stop thinking about them? Why am I starting to feel bad? Why? Child, you better clear that energy out. Get it out, get it out, get it out. I don't play about clearing some energy out. The Temperance card. Look at that. The Water Carrier. It's time for us to come into balance with our spiritual selves and our earth selves. It's time to come into balance with the spirit realm and the earth realm. It's time to bring it down. No more talking about when we get to heaven. No more talking about when we get to heaven. Heaven is here. Where are you? Where are you? That's the question. The Temperance card, Sagittarius energy. It's about this idea of finding balance or harmony. Balance versus harmony. You know, I'm sitting with these ideas of balance versus harmony. I'm really leaning toward the harmonious side, you know. But harmony, there's something about this person, this angel, this archangel having one foot in the water and one foot out. It's something about being a missionary. It's something about being relatable, being tangible to all people. Okay? I'll tell you a little bit about my spiritual background, which I'm going to do a video on. But I grew up in a church, Pentecostal, West Indian church, you know? And so sometimes I make Bible references, but I'm a deconstructing Christian, still follower of Christ, but not in the ways in which in the ways in which I've learned it, in the ways in which I've been indoctrinated. That's what we're deconstructing from. But anyways, all of that to say, I was about to quote a scripture, but I forgot what it was. What is it? Oh. Something about, I'm thinking about being an evangelist. I'm thinking about, you know, there's the preachers in the church and there's the preachers on the street. Oh, that's the scripture. Every knee shall bow and every mouth shall confess. That means that we've all gotten an opportunity to see God, to meet God in some level, some way, some form. We all have the opportunity to meet God. And, you know, that's become so much more obvious to me because God is all around us. God is all around us. But there is a need to find balance, is what I'm saying. Having one foot in and one foot out is actually important. Having harmony between the spirit realm and the earth realm is very important. We live in this world, y'all. God wouldn't have placed us here on this earth, this particular earth, if we were supposed to just be walking around being angels. We got angels. We got spirits and entities and energies walking around just being angels. We are clothed in flesh. We are embodied. We're supposed to be human. Be inside of your humanity. Be inside of your humanity and stop judging. I think that's what the temperance came out to say. Stop Who are you? There is nobody in this world who could come up to me and tell me an explanation that would validate who you are to be in a position to judge. There is not one living human being that is in the position to judge. So cut that out. We only pulled 2 cards and we 20 minutes in. It's not about the cards. It's not about the cards. The cards are a tool. The cards are a tool. Why tarot? Well, for me, it found me. It found me and we grew in relationship. We're like friends, you know? Maybe family at this point. We're in a relationship. Okay? That's really it. That's really it. Why social media? I mean, there's so many tools that we use. And that is also about finding balance. That's also about finding balance, y'all. Not every tarot reader on here is trying to, you know, get clout or make money or doing it just for followers. Yeah, we want to get the word across. We want to spread the good word. But it's really because it's just a tool. It's just a tool. And as for me in my house, as for me, yeah, I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to steer the collective in the direction of the new paradigm. So however I need to do that, wherever God will have me to do that, that is where I will be. And I'm only saying that because I've just seen so much coming up on like social media across platforms with like people trying to say like some tarot readers are fake or, you know, just the propaganda. And, you know, I'm sure some are. I'm sure some don't have good intentions, but that's not the point. That's not the point. Can you take something from the message that will guide you into deeper introspection? Because the one thing God is going to do is use anyone, anyway. And what God gives you, God can't take it away. We have free will, and sometimes we don't use that for our best, for our greatest and highest good. And that is the free will, and that's what makes us human. That's what makes us human. We out here making choices. We out here making choices, okay? And instead of the choices that we're making, let's make decisions. Let's make decisions. I don't know, something about a choice. Yeah, but the decision is in the choice, comes from the choice. The decision comes from the choices. King of Cups in reverse. What's at the bottom? Knight of Pentacles in reverse. King of Cups and Knight of Pentacles? I don't know if it paused. My battery's low, so we'll wrap this up soon. But we have the King of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. This thing about having your mind change is coming up so much. Having your mind change is coming up so much. So much. You were building a certain type of life and retracted, and was like, "Ooh, don't want that. Don't want that anymore." So now you got to kind of backpedal. Now you feel like you're slowing yourself down. You're putting yourself on a slower timeline, but honey, you're not. If you're changing your mind based off of integrating the information that you've collected over your lifetime up until this point, you're not slowing down a timeline. You're jumping a timeline. Did you know that you can skip some grades when you jump a timeline? You can skip the grades. You don't have to start all the way back. You might have to go back to like first grade, but then from there, you're going to jump like all the way to wherever you were. Say you were in the 7th grade, you're going to jump to like the 9th grade from the first grade. You might have to start back at square one, but because you're starting the first grade with so much more integrated, y'all, integrated, not just information, because some of us, we got plenty of information, plenty of situations, and it's not fully integrated through our entire body, through our soul body, our emotional body, our knowing. These are two different knowings, clock it. Through our heart space, through our solar plexus, through our ground. Like, we have to make sure that we integrate the information. But as I was saying, once you start first grade again with the integrated information, you're already so smart. So you're gonna skip grades. It's a quantum leap. Don't let that fool you. Don't let that square 1, 0, or 1 full box fool you. Okay? Starting over, don't let it fool you. A lot about changing your mind is coming up, y'all. So if you have been changing your mind about something, I want you to know that the energy is supporting you right now to change your mind. This Mercury retrograde is asking you to think deeply about it. Do not be impulsive. This is not a time to be impulsive. Not a time to be impulsive when it's about choices and making a decision between choices. Not a time to be impulsive. That's just coming in. That is just coming in. So 8/8 Lionsgate, just so you know, just for your information, is when Sirius and the Orion's belt align with the Earth, which is this incredible connection between this world and the other worlds. The other world being all of the spiritual realm. And so it's a perfect time to illuminate the manifestations. It's like a manifestation on repeat, Yeah, and that's all I have for the collective today. I hope that when this reaches you, that you take it and that you let it guide you toward deeper introspection, that you let it integrate. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.